Going on, everyone? It's Coach Jay, and I'm back with another video. First, I just want to tell everyone watching the videos and really everyone who's just been supporting Courtside Consulting just a huge thank you. Like, I really could not do all this without you all support. I mean, I've been reading all the DMs and all the kind words and encouraging messages. I really appreciate you all. Like, this is the reason why I do it. I'm glad that I'm able to help you all out, and I want to continue to do that for you all. So this second video, our first video we talked about what is branding as a whole, but in this second video, we're going to be talking about what a brand portfolio is and why that is so crucial for you to have as both a business and just as an individual. So first, we're going to talk about why it's important to have it as a business as a whole. So it's important to have it as a business is because it allows you to diversify your risk, because when you have a diversified brand portfolio, if one section of a brand portfolio doesn't perform as well, you have some support and cushion from the other aspects of your brand, so you can kind of pivot when needed. It's also important to have a brand portfolio because it allows you to maximize all of your assets and all of your resources. Because when you have a diverse, brand portfolio, you'll be able to add, and use all the things that you need to allow that brand to be as powerful as it needs to be so they can reach all of the people in your intended audience. And, the next thing is to really kind of gain leverage in that respective field of that brand. And so I'll give you an example for that. So Nike, they started in the 1970s, were a running shoe company. And that's really all they were known for. It really wasn't until, they signed Michael Jordan, one of the most transcendent athletes in sports history, that they really started to skyrocket. It was then they started to, become a athletic brand, a brand for NBA players, NFL athletes, just for athletes all across the globe. And as they started to sign more of these big, stars and just big names, they were able to branch out. And so that was part of them kind of gaining more assets in their field. So they were able to acquire not just athletic shoes, but luxury shoes like Cole Haan. And then we have just action sports like Holvey. And then with golf shoes, just still in that athletic space, but really having all those different sections and pieces of their brand portfolio allowed them to kind of dip their toe in every area of just apparel, in general. So they weren't just kind of restricted to that running shoe niche. They were able to branch out to a much wider, much more diverse market so that they were able to reach more people. Now transitioning to the individual approach, which is, I believe, where most people are when they're at least starting to build their brand portfolio. That's at least where I am. So it's important to develop a brand portfolio from an individual standpoint because it kind of gives you a kickstart to kind of build a resume, so to speak, to kind of highlight all of your skills, to kind of develop your development, in that career space. And it really kind of helps you stick out. Like it kind of highlights all the skills you've accumulated throughout your career and shows how you've been able to demonstrate them in each space. And so I'll give an example for the individual approach as well. So I'll use myself. So with an individual brand portfolio, that's kind of the online, offline culmination of everything that represents you. So for me, there is, of course, Courtside Consulting, which is the newest addition to my brand portfolio of just kind of disseminating knowledge and kind of these bite-sized pieces, and also in the business and kind of sports realm. And so in that kind of business realm and career development realm, that was next up, which you saw a lot of those videos in the past there. So there was that, and then with ISOJO, which is also very popular in that sports realm. But one thing I want you all to really pay attention to is how all of the different parts of the brand portfolio connected, because that connection is very crucial to kind of bringing in that target audience and really instilling trust and credibility. Because if your brand portfolio kind of consists of things that are all over the place, no one's really going to trust that you know what you're talking about in really any of those spaces If you're like, oh, I'm doing cooking over here, but I'm doing snowboarding over here, and I'm doing, music over there. Like, all those are great hobbies, but when people are trying to find, that brand that they trust, like a Nike or an Apple or really any brand that you can think of, they want to find something that aligns. So I really hope this video helps you all kind of learn more about brand portfolios and why they're important. And stay tuned to my next videos.